Clara's graduation. While most of her classmates have no idea what the future holds, she's already made an extraordinary decision.
What I'm doing is quite different. Very different, in fact.
My reaction, first of all, was wow.
I was really shocked when I heard that she was doing it because I just didn't realise that it was done, really.
Clara's joining a small but growing number of young women who choose to give up careers, boyfriends and everything they own to become a nun.
This is what makes me happy. Not money, not sex, not power, not any of those things, but to truly to live for God.
Catherine's also considering a life in the convent, but there's one thing holding her back.
If you're romantic, if you really like the opposite sex and you would like to marry, that is a genuine sacrifice.
We follow Clara and Catherine over 6 months as they prepare to take a radical leap of faith.
I find that like the hardest thing to give up my friends.
I am putting everything in God's hands and I don't know what I'm going to land into.
I can't begin to imagine what it's going to be like to just take that step. I'm really bad at makeup. I'm not one of those people who like spends ages getting ready. I just slap it on to cover up the worst bits.
Clara's 23 and has just finished her degree at Aberdeen University. She knows exactly what she wants to do with her life.
I was thinking, these are the last few months I'm actually going to be able to wear makeup. When I'm having a bad day, I do appreciate being able to put a little bit of mascara on, and I won't be able to put anything on when I'm having a bad day in the convent.
In just 12 weeks, Clara will join a community of nuns who have shut themselves off from the world to devote their entire lives to God. If she chooses to stay, Clara will never again leave the walls of the convent.
As soon as I visited for the first time, I knew that was all I wanted to do. So I've been ready for this chapter to be ending like 3 years ago. And now I'm finally at the end of university. It's just amazing. Really good feeling.
Typical.
Oh yes.
Clara and her friends are celebrating the end of 5 years studying together.
Will you be allowed to meet up with people?
No, you can't get out. You're not allowed out.
Are you not allowed
No,
to?
there's a room with like a barrier.
Can we come into your abbey?
You can come to, there's like a room, like a parlour with like a barrier
okay.
area, and you can come up to the barrier. But not
Anytime,
across.
or are you
like,
limited to like specific?
An hour a year.
Will you wear your hair open or in a bun?
Oh, I'll get it chopped off.
You're
Yes.
getting a lovely curl.
No, I do get it chopped off.
Like all of it?
Pretty much.
No.
I think. I'm not looking forward to that bit.
No.
Yeah. I'll send you a locket of each person can have a lock of mine. Thank you everyone for coming. It's really lovely to have everyone together for one last meal. It's really sad. I just want to wish everyone all the best with everything they're doing. I'm sure they're going to go on to do great things. So yeah, all the best for that.
I really, really want to see her again. She's hilarious. She's also one of the nicest people I know. I really don't want to lose her.
We all keep thinking about different times that we'll see each other at some point again, and it's weird thinking that Clara won't be there, so yeah. I don't want to get emotional, but yeah, it'll be weird, definitely without her.
Pretty angel in the diamond sky, flicker through the night. Pretty angel in the diamond sky, let me see your light.
I'm very much a girly girl. Love being pampered and love girly things. Girls should be girly, I think. I was in the OTC, the Officer Training Corps. I was the worst officer cadet ever.
Pretty angel in the diamond sky.
Catherine's 25 and a languages student at King's College in London. Like most girls of her age, she spent the last few years travelling, partying and studying. Tonight she's modelling in a charity fashion show, but this isn't Catherine's first time on the catwalk.
I sent some photos to like 5 agencies for a lark, and I got a call and they offered me the contract and went to castings. And I always got the job. I never got turned down from castings, but they always wanted me to do catwalk. They never let me do editorial, and it was always shows. I remember after my first professional paid show, going home and feeling really empty and feeling like, is that it? That's not that great as I thought it would be, you know. I thought I was going to be really happy I've made it, you know. Oh my gosh, well, that sort of isn't as fulfilling as I was expecting it to be.
Since she was a child, Catherine's had dreams of becoming a nun. Now in her 20s, the decision is more complicated.
I've always liked boys, and you know, sometimes boys like me as well, so that would be a big sacrifice, giving up marriage and your own family and children.
With her time at university coming to an end, Catherine's now ready to decide whether life as a nun is really for her.
I love people and I love travelling and I love having a good time, but that's not all there is, and I don't want to live my life and say at the end of it, well, I had fun. You know, that's not what I'm about, and that's not what I think life is about. It's a totally different world that we live in now, and you do get a different kind of nun.
It's less than 3 months until Clara enters the convent, and she's going home to County Durham to spend the summer with her family.
Oh, it's good to be back.
Yeah, you're home later than I thought.
Yeah, no, Dad took a wrong turn. Oh dear.
I tend to put it to the back of my mind, the fact that she's leaving. And so I just kind of try and carry on as normal. I don't think, oh, I've got to do this one last thing. I can't deal with it in that way. I just enjoy the moment and just be ourselves, really.
Hello, Benedict.
I thought you were a
Oh, no, I'm not a nun yet. Did you think I was a nun already?
No.
You know, I'm so lucky. I've got such a wonderful family, and I've had loads of opportunities and, you know, great education and great uni experience. You know, so it's funny that I would feel unfulfilled, but I feel there's something more. I know there's something more to life that I can only really achieve if I do this radical thing of just giving myself to God and entering this particular community.
Clara first visited St. Cecilia's Abbey 3 years ago.
Some people think it's quite extreme because you spend all your life there and you don't come out even during the day. It's so that you can really live a life hidden with God and free from the distractions of the world. In this corner here, you can actually click on walk with the nuns on a virtual tour and see them having their recreation, and they've all got their great summer hats on. They're quite cute.
Clara's chosen a life of silence and contemplation. When she enters the Abbey, she'll spend up to 7 hours of each day in prayer.
You're not really meant to talk, like just have a conversation about anything. You're not really meant to do that at all apart from recreation. I think that will be tough after a while. It'll get to me a bit, like, you know, just the silence, I'll keep my mouth shut. And at meal times as well, I have to try not to talk and not to laugh.
While many communities of nuns are struggling to survive, Clara's order is flourishing. In the last 5 years, they've welcomed 8 new sisters, the youngest only 19.
I don't know, I just felt really happy there, and somehow I knew that that was where God wanted me to be. And I felt this amazing sense of peace that I hadn't felt before. Shall I hide you? You can hide under my habit.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't be able to tell, would they?
Yeah.
You have to get up really early. You have to get up at 4:45 in the morning.
I don't care. I hate sleeping.
You hate sleeping? Well, that's perfect. You'll be a perfect nun then.
The eldest of 5 children, Clara's grown up in a devout Catholic family.
she's doing this out of faith, and we all share that faith. And so, we just have to trust in God that's, if it's for her, then, we sure will be blessed out of it, although it's difficult.
First communion.
Clara's family will only be able to visit her at the Abbey twice a year, and they'll talk through an iron grill. They can exchange letters, but not phone calls.
There we are. That's a nice one.
Yeah.
That'd be, maybe get a copy of that. That's really
Yeah,
nice.
I quite like that, because
Yes.
we're all together, finally.
My first reaction was, but I don't want to lose her. I'll never see her, she'll be gone. And then the second reaction was, will she be happy there? Will she be able to cope? Will she get terribly homesick? Will she miss her brothers and sisters? And if it doesn't work out, will she feel she's failed in some way? And will that be bad for her?
Oh, you always look lovely, Mummy, even when you've just had a baby. It's amazing.
Part of me wants you really to succeed and for it to work. And a little part of me thinks,
Yeah.
well, if it doesn't, you come home.
I can
you know.
understand that, yeah.
Not all nuns live hidden from the outside world. The Franciscan Sisters of the Renewal are based in the heart of inner city Leeds. They're one of Britain's most youthful religious communities. The average age of the sisters here is just 30.
When I would think about, I think I might be being called to be a nun, it seemed something so radical and so different to what a lot of my peers were doing and all those that I'd gone to college with were doing. And yeah, just, out of the stratosphere, kind of different.
Sister Jacinta grew up in Northampton. Before entering the convent in her late 20s, she was living with friends and working full-time as an occupational therapist.
I was really, really afraid of what it meant, afraid of how it would change my life. I think the fear was that if I gave everything up that I thought was making me happy, then I would be miserable. But once I got past that, once I started to meet sisters, meet young nuns and say, well, they're not unhappy, they don't seem to be miserable, maybe that's just a myth. Let's see what this is. Could it be the thing for me? Could it be what will make me really happy?
Glory, glory, hallelujah. I'm gonna lay my burden down. Glory, glory, say hallelujah.
I think the most common reaction we've had in the car is you'll get a beep and then all of a sudden you'll turn around and look and there'll be a mobile phone held up taking a picture.
One person in the car sees it and then they're like they're telling their friends.
The Sisters in Leeds are part of a larger community of nuns founded in the United States. They came to Britain as missionaries in 2009.
Hey, good morning. Sorry we're a bit late. We try to live and we choose to live in poorer neighbourhoods as much as we can. We choose to not own anything of our own. We choose to drive cars that are donated to us. Sometimes they don't always work very well. So we choose to live with the food that people offer us rather than going out shopping. Because if we're serving the poor, then it's a contradiction if we're living a rich lifestyle. So if we're serving them, we need to be like them, to identify with them, so they can identify with us.
I love this place.
Yeah.
I come down twice. I come down twice a week.
Yeah.
Just for your warm glow and just to hear.
It's nice to have you here.
I like talking to you because you're warm and friendly.
You bring joy to our hearts too.
All nuns make a promise to God to live according to 3 vows: poverty, chastity, and obedience.
why on earth would you do that? To be poor, to be chaste, to be obedient, that seems odd to the world. But I found that this is what makes me happy. Not money, not sex, not power, not any of those things, but to truly to live for God.
Catherine's on her way to visit a convent in the New Forest. She's been spending time there for the past few months to help her decide if she's genuinely called to become a nun.
I don't want to spend years and years and years wondering and not making a decision, but it obviously has to be right. So I wanted to just go again and see how it goes, basically just see if I could imagine myself there.
The Dominican Sisters of St. Joseph spend much of their daily life in prayer. But they also leave the convent to spread the word of God. Sister Yacint looks after all the young women who are interested in joining.
There is no predefined person that's meant to be a nun and fits the bill. The Lord can call anybody at any point. The type of young women that come here are the types of women living out there in the world. So women who live a normal life of drinking, boyfriends, partying, all these things, parts of human life. They've usually done it or are doing it. And yet there's something more, they want more. When somebody writes a letter to ask whether they can join us, we in our turn have to make the decision whether they can join us. It is a decision that is ours to make as well. Are we desperate enough to take anyone? Not really, because we don't have to live with them.
When I'm here, I love it here. Each time I come back, I like it more, and I want to join more, and the desire is sort of stronger, it's constant, it's there, it's very much there. They're such good, beautiful people, and I look at them, I admire them, and I want to be like them.
Okay. Oh, that was a good one. That's a grand slam.
Catherine became my Facebook friend somehow, and then she contacted me and said she was interested in religious life. So we're just trying to get to know her better at the moment in order to better find out what the kind of life that she would be happiest in.
The community only admits new sisters once a year. If Catherine wants to enter the convent this September, she'll have to make her decision soon.
She's not as yet asked to enter. I don't know whether she'll do it at all, and we're still at the level of interest and inquiry at the moment, more than commitment. Must deliver us from evil.
Every rock will rock about Jesus, Jesus' name so sweet, Jesus' name so sweet, Emmanuel name so sweet, Jesus' name so sweet, Emmanuel name.
The sisters in Leeds have been invited to a local Catholic school to give a talk to the pupils. They have a unique approach to teaching others about their lives.
Does anybody know what this is called? A gown. A gown? Well, kind of like a gown. Good guess. A garment. Close. I'll tell you, it's called a habit. And then, does anybody know what this is called? I'll give you a clue. Here comes the bride. A veil. A veil. Good job. Okay, so it's a veil. And then this, who knows what this is called? It's a rope. It has another name. That was the trick, because you probably never heard of this word. It's called a cincture. So we have a veil, we have a habit, we have a cincture. I'm wearing, what are these on my feet? Sandals. Sandals, that's right. I have sandals on my feet, that's right. And who knows what this is? Rosary. It's a rosary, that's right. Good job. Okay. In order to help you remember those things, we're going to do a little exercise, okay? So I want you to all stand up, and you're going to push your chairs in. Stand behind your chairs. You're going to recognize the tune because it's a song you learned when you were a kid, okay? So you ready? I'm going to show it to you, and then you're going to join in, all right? Ready? Can you do it? Yeah. Veil, habit, sink your sandals, sink your sandals. Veil, habit, sink your sandals, sink your sandals. Okay, ready? We'll do it slowly. Veil, habit, sink your sandals, sink your sandals. Okay, fast. Veil, habit, sink your sandals, sink your sandals. Veil, habit, sink your sandals, sink your sandals. And rosary and 3 knots for our vows. Veil, habit, sink your sandals, sink your sandals. Good job, year 7. Woohoo! Okay, you can take a seat.
Great. So does anyone have a question? Put your hands up.
Did you have to give up everything, like all your mobiles and your computers and your house and stuff?
Yes, we do give up. We don't have internet or TV or lots of gadgets and iPhones and things like that and iPods and but I love it. I'm so happy that way, you know. It sounds, you don't look happy. You look horrified at the thought.
Are you allowed to wear makeup or piercings?
No, we choose not to wear makeup, just to have a simple life, and probably would look kind of funny if you saw a nun with a veil on and lots of mascara and eyeshadow and everything, so.
Oh my God, shocking, because how can a girl live without makeup? It's like the item of a girl. Everybody needs it. It just makes you feel that. I mean, I'm shocked that all they wear is like those gowns, like, because yeah, that's it, and where they don't wear the jeans and that, and how, like, you know, like your trackies and that, way you can just sit on the sofa and just relax. And, yeah. But they always look cheerful. So if God can do that to make them cheerful, then I don't think it's wrong, I just think it's for me.
It's only a few weeks until Clara enters the convent. As a nun in training, she won't be able to take any of her own clothes with her. But she's been sent a short list of items she can bring.
Well, where do they get them from then? I don't know. This is the mystery. No one knows when nuns go shopping.
Nuns are us.
Yeah, nuns are us.
Yes.
Yeah. Moving on.
Blue, plain, full-length, long-sleeve night dresses.
I don't know if they exist.
A pair of
silent slippers. What's a silent slipper?
Well, I suppose there's one with that clickety-clackety heel, you know.
Right. I'm going to make a right racket around the corridor of those. And it's not long sleeved.
But I mean, it's longish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's elbow length, but I don't think I'll get away with that. Can I help you? I'll be like, yeah, I'm becoming a nun.
I need some nun sandals.
I need some nun sandals. Yeah. Do you have anything suitable? Oh God, no. I can't put them on with socks, it looks awful.
When she enters the convent, Clara will embark on the first stage of training to become a nun, known as postulancy.
Yeah, I've got my makeshift veil, right? It consists of a pillowcase. So, just to get the general idea.
She won't yet have a habit, but there's still a uniform to wear.
I don't know, I think I need a sheet. Like, you'd kind of have it pinned like that, and you wouldn't see the rest of my hair.
That's really scary. Reminds me of one of my primary school teachers.
What?
The nuns,
Ooh.
you know.
Oh, sorry, hang on. Can you just quickly do something?
Oh gosh, that's rather scary.
No, well, you do it. Just so it's like kind of pinned back. Yeah.
She just looks really like a nun, like a young nun. So it makes me realise it's coming very close. Yeah. But she looks very happy, so I suppose that's a good thing. I'm quite excited really because it means that she's getting on with the journey. She's embarking on this new phase.
Yeah, doing what I really want to do.
But also it's a fear of not seeing her so much, so mixture of feelings really.
Oh, don't cry, Mommy.
Anyway, we'll get on with it, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yes. Give me a hug.
Oh, my pillowcase will fall off.
I'll go and get Daddy.
Okay. Yep.
All right. Well done.
My pillowcase.
I mean, how does a mother get through this? Does it ever make you question your faith?
But you see, the thing is, to me, it's not like I have my life and I have my family and then I go to church. It's like my faith is who I am. And so if God calls Clara to this, then I must support her. I want to support her. It's not that I don't resent God for taking Clara away from me. I think God has something beautiful for her, and I would be denying Clara so much if I didn't let her pursue this vocation. And I genuinely feel that, so I feel joy in my heart that God's chosen her.
Trying to get me drunk. Slanjava.
Catherine's with her younger sisters for a night out in London. They're keen to know if her stay at the convent has helped her move any closer to making a firm decision about becoming a nun.
It is still open. There is still that chance I could meet someone and marry. You can never say never, and you can never know for 100%. But there's a big part of me that wants to give my life to God in this way, and I'm taking the steps, and I'm willing to do it. If it's right, I'm totally willing to do it.
Because there's been murmurings for so many years, it wasn't like an initial shock, but in a way it still is a bit surprising because I think she'd be giving up a lot that she enjoys. Sometimes I do think, I'm going to say it.
Say it.
I was just thinking, if you married someone, your husband would have a lot to put up with. I do feel torn, pulled in two directions. I've been told I would make a good wife and a good mother, and I would love to, so yeah, if that's what God wants, I would. What do you want? I really like that community, and when I'm there, I really want to join. And when I come back in the world, it's so hard it's just hard, I guess. Surely you should know, you should really want to be married or really want to be a sister, and one desire should be stronger than the other. And I've been praying to God and saying, give me that desire for one more than the other so I know where you're calling me. Because you're never sure, but you do have to jump in the dark and take the leap of faith, but I'd like to be more sort of happy about this.
Like all nuns, the sisters in Leeds have made a conscious choice to live without a physical relationship. But contrary to popular belief, the convent isn't simply a refuge for women who've been unlucky in love.
It wouldn't be much of a compliment to God if he just chose the remnants, you know, the ones that couldn't get a husband or weren't very attractive or were left on the shelf. It wouldn't be much of a compliment to him. By becoming a sister, we don't stop being human beings with natural feelings and emotions, but in the same way that a married woman would have to guard her heart against falling in love with another man, in the same sense we guard our hearts and we've given them totally to our spouse, Jesus Christ.
It's a long engagement to Jesus. Sister Jacinta had been a nun for 8 years before taking final vows. In a formal church ceremony in 2009, she made a lifelong commitment to Christ.
I remember my heart was beating really fast. I do remember that. I remember I was just, there was such an intense emotion at that moment of what I was about to do.
Living in obedience, without property, in poverty and in chastity.
You see this ring, and you are betrothed to the eternal King.
There's a ring given. There's the signing of the vows. My mom and dad actually walked me up the aisle. It looks a lot like a wedding, and for me, it felt like a wedding. I really knew that Jesus was there waiting. I've been captured, my heart has been captured by the most perfect man.
It's now just days before Clara will begin her new life in the convent.
Oh, I remember getting that.
You got me because it looked like
I did, yes.
And now
you look just like that when Auntie Sis came out to visit. Oh, but it's lovely though.
I know.
It's exactly how you look when you're about 8 months.
Like the idea is that, you know, when you join a convent, you are really meant to get rid of all your possessions from like your previous life and really start afresh. And although I want to do that and I know that's the right thing, sometimes it's really hard because you kind of think, oh, what if I need this and what if I come out and need stuff? I feel like I'm getting rid of my friends as I like throw away my letters. It's horrible. Because I don't want people to think like when I'm throwing everything away that I don't care about them. It's not like that. I just have to do it. And I really want them to write me lots of letters, like new letters when I get in. And I'd be so happy to hear from them and stuff. So. To be honest, like one of the most important things to me is friends and stuff. I'm getting emotional now. And I find that like the hardest thing to like give up my friends because I really care about them and it means a lot to me. So I don't like to kind of lose touch with people. So I think that's why it's really hard to give away letters and stuff. Oh, you got me crying. But it's true though, it really is. I don't care so much about stuff. I really care about people and I'm just not looking forward to letting all the people go in my life, really. Oh, God.
Without God, it would be quite frightening. Without my faith, I think, gosh, I'm going to get really depressed. And everything's going to seem so empty. So you just have to pray, don't you? Get back on your knees and pray and ask God to help you and just support you, just physically support you in your physical weakness. Yeah.
Good night, Benedict. You want a hug? Ooh. Did it get all my hair in the way? You ready for light off?
It's Clara's last day at home, and the whole family are preparing to drive to St. Cecilia's Abbey on the Isle of Wight to say goodbye.
I'll go upstairs and
Clara, Willie, can I please hurry up? That's another 5 minutes.
Yes, Mum, just give me 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds, please.
Clara's suddenly just frozen. She was sitting such, she can barely move. I'm not being mean to her, but I just need to get and go. She'll be all right. That's a big thing, leaving your home, isn't it? If you'll be back or... Yeah.
What? I done it! It's a better Betty. I am going to do it. I'm a Betty this time. Ben at mix the tea.
Dear Mummy, Daddy, Max, Francesca, Jerome and Benedict and Bella. So here it is, my first letter. I'm very pleased to be able to tell you, after 2 weeks, that I am still alive. Nothing could have prepared me for the shock of actually leaving you all and leaving the world. And emotionally, it really hit me when those big oak doors closed behind me and I left you all standing on the other side. I felt in total shock, like I had been plunged into cold water. And although I had been preparing myself for years for this moment, I suddenly felt completely unprepared. From what I have said so far, it probably sounds like it's all rather miserable and I want to come home. But funnily enough, I'm actually very, very happy. And I couldn't open it for crying. But when I got it, it was really reassuring to know that she's all right. And in fact, she says she's very happy. And it was just lovely to hear her voice through the letters, you know, just to have her thoughts and just have a bit of time with her reading the letters. So I came in here and everyone else, Andy was at work and the children at school, so it was nice because I could sit and read it myself and think about it and look back over it.
After months trying to work out if she should apply to enter the convent, Catherine's come back to St Dominic's Priory to talk to the sisters about her decision.
Sister Hyacinth asked me, what do you want deepest in your heart? What do you desire? And I said, to be a saint and to do the will of God, to bring love and joy to people. That's what I want. So that's compatible with this way of life, and I think I could do that best here.
How do you know it's right to take the next step?
Because you want to, because I think that's a key thing, wanting to. It's simple, but it's key.
Catherine's hoping to join the community in September, but the sisters have also been thinking about whether she's ready.
It's not, oh, I really don't want to disappoint you, but my main concern is for your happiness.
So there's no way it could be this September?
Well, I can
tiny 1% chance.
I can report to my sister.
And I want to do what your advice is obviously.
You will profit from it. You will profit from it. We just want you to deepen your life of faith, for you to make a better decision, a decision which is absolutely sure. And if you're absolutely sure now, if it's genuine, it's not going to go away in a year. You see what I mean? It needs to have this test of endurance.
Yes.
Rather than, oh, let's do this, oh, no, let's do that, oh, no, I'm not sure now. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I do see. But also, it's not that I've decided on a whim yesterday. It's that I've been saying this since I was 4 years old.
Oh.
I trust whatever you decide.
You think you'd have to rush through everything?
I'd love it, but I don't mind. No, what you decide is what you decide, and it's not up to me.
Well, it's not my decision.
It is.
No, it's not my decision at all. It's the community's decision. We hope and pray that she does come back. And it's also a test in time. She really wants to join us now, yes. But will she want it in 6 months' time? And if not, well, that will be a good sign for all of us that this was not meant to be. It has to be the decision that comes first and foremost beyond everything else the world has to offer. Whether it be success, money, or even meeting the most perfect possible man. I would rather be here. I would rather give myself to God than doing all of this.
If Sister Yasant had said, come this September, I would have done that. So I was disappointed, but she gave me really good advice. And it's true, I know, you can't enter if you're not 100% sure. I've never been a very patient person, so God is teaching me to be patient. I'm really enjoying the journey. It can be frustrating, not always knowing where the future lies, but it's exciting as well. And I'm very optimistic and hopeful about the future.
It was, of course, very hard not being with you at home for Christmas. I kept thinking of you all at home, opening presents and tucking into Christmas dinner. When I got my presents from you in the morning, the first thing I saw when I opened the parcel was Benedict's picture, which said, "Come back, Clara, I wrote you on my Christmas list." And that was enough to start the waterworks.
It's been 5 months since Clara entered St. Cecilia's Abbey, and her family are adjusting to an unexpected development.
Oh, Ben, just sit quietly there.
Watch me fly.
Clara has come back home on an indefinite break. The door has been left open for her to return to the Abbey, but she's taking time out to decide whether she can cope with life in an enclosed order.
I really love the community, and it feels like, in so many ways, it feels like the right community, but can I practically do it? I love it, I know I do, but can I live it? And that's what I've got to think about.
Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts, which we are about to receive from the bounties through Christ.
The main thing I was finding difficult is just like adjusting to the limited contact with my family. I found that really hard. It might just be that my personality is I just can't deal with that aspect as well as some of the other sisters have been able to. No, that almond there. It was really hard having to come to terms with the fact that it wasn't going to plan out as simply as I thought it was going to. I thought I was going to enter and then that's it, and I was so sure that it wasn't coming out. So yeah, it took a heck of a lot of getting used to. Is that basketball around anyway? But I don't think at any point I've failed in any way. I mean, I think I would have felt like I'd failed if I hadn't tried. But I know I have tried. So I think if you try something and you try your best, then there's never any reason to feel like you failed, actually.
It's never easy to figure out, where do I belong? Where's God calling me to? It's not like it just comes down out of heaven on a fax. It takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of courage. I know for myself too that there were times of doubts and times of struggle and, the ups and the downs. But I can really honestly say in my heart that I wouldn't want to be doing anything else.